What is it that makes us want to create things? Well, sure, in the end, it's the practice that we actually get up and do the work, even if we don't feel like it. But wait, what makes us get up in the first place? Is it passion? Is it curiosity? Welcome to Enjoy Life, Enjoy Yourself. It's Sunday, the 16th of July, 2023, and I'm Ingo Hampe. As photographers, we kind of excel in our craft. We want to do that, and if we have an artistic ambition, at least. And on the other hand, we also want to create images that have an impact on the viewer. So we are constantly challenging ourselves and drive to excel in what we do and try to get new perspectives, think out of the box, and push the boundaries of our craft. What makes us driving? That's an interesting question. And lately, I visited the CO gallery in Berlin. They showed a retrospective of the work of Daido Moriyama. It's a Japanese street photographer, and I'm probably spelled his name wrong. And I was quite overwhelmed of this exhibition, not only because of its work and the huge or the kind of I couldn't get a hold, couldn't grip on his approach. But that's okay, because then I thought, oh, well, I have to go there again, and that's is, I call myself a passionate people photographer, which means photography is my real passion. It's something that I love to do, but it's more than just loving to do it. It's I can spend times and hours on this topic and always try to find out more. And well, I'm working with models for 5 years now, and before that, I just did some travel and street photography, and I realized that, well, I'm in these 5 years. There are times when I'm questioning myself: is this really what I want to do? And does it really matter what I do? If I look at the pictures, but it is also something that where I want to get better at. And as I said, I want to create pictures that have an emotional impact on the viewer. And I'm also very aware that social media and how we consume and perceive pictures has changed. So it's very rare that we go to an exhibition that we see actually art on a white wall. It's more that we scroll through our feed, and I hope that the pictures I create makes you stop and linger a little bit longer on these pictures that I make. And yeah, what I'm trying to say is, how do I get there? And what makes me drive, what makes me tick. And this phrase, follow your passion, I don't feel very comfortable with that. I don't think that passion is really a good thing. Sure, it helps us to get to difficult times when we question ourselves. But on the other hand, also there's this, like I mentioned, am I good enough? Is the work that I do, is it good enough? Do I really have something to say? It can also lead down this path. And what I try to balance out is also a kind of curiosity in my work, and also a kind of reflection. How do I do this? How do I create pictures? and how do I want to create pictures in the future, and if I work with models, how can I push the boundaries actually? Like when you're working with models, or when you look at pictures of beauty and fashion and all this kind of stuff, I often realize that they're good pictures. They're very not only technical, but and everything, and still leaves me somehow disconnected. And and I wonder, what does it take to make a good picture? What does it take to for the viewer to connect actually to the picture? And there are a few things that I have control of. I can set the lighting perfectly. I can direct the model in a way that I create something that I have in mind, and use props and have a studio, or search for the perfect location, and all have the right camera with me, have the right tech, the right lenses with me, and do the composition and all this kind of stuff that is in my control. But always there is something that is outside of the circle of my control, and that's when it gets interesting. That is when, and that's why I love to work with models and other creators, dancers, and so on. Like, they bring also their ideas into the work, and um, in the combination of my ideas and their ideas, and how they interpret what I'm telling them and how I direct them, there's something that is emerging out of that. And I think that's when something emotional can happen, and when I can capture these emotion. Um, Also, I mentioned the retrospective of Daido Moriyama. Oh, I'm sorry for that. And yeah, he's a Japanese street photographer. And he also, what kind of drives him was this question: what is photography? And a lot of his work is not meant to be exhibited in a white wall exhibition. His work more lives in magazines and print products. So obviously, that was the time before social media became the dominant channel for viewing pictures. But there was also, and that's the important thing, there was also a time in his life when he was in a crisis, when he didn't feel like he's doing something important, but he kept doing things. So he had his moments of doubt, like everybody experience on his, we all of us experience in our creative journey. And then there's the practice that helps us to get through this, and actually also makes us grow, because in this crisis we learn what, or we learn, because we discover new ways of what makes the work for us meaningful. And if it's for us meaningful, then it's also meaningful for the viewer, and that's what I deeply believe in. So it starts within us, and not within some technical new props and things like that. We have to find meaning in our work ourselves, but we only can find meaning in our work if we do our work. So what I'm trying to say is, well, like, passion can get us to a certain point, and at a certain point, it can be dangerous for us, and it can prevent us from doing things. While curiosity doesn't have this aspect. Curiosity also and always drive us to explore new perspectives, to challenge ourselves, to be fresh and new. And that way we can be on this journey, on this adventure of self-discovery and artistic development all of our life. So that's it for now. That's what I try to get across. I hope these little thoughts of mine are helpful for you, and feel free to comment on them. Until next time, bye-bye.